Hello, welcome to the Decorators Den podcast with Baz and Sean. We've recently just been sponsored by Nap and Bristle Decorating Supplies. The service is absolutely spot on. If you need any decorating supplies, go and visit www.napandbristle.co.uk.
And also today with the sponsor, I just want to say that remember, folks, when we get to 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, we're going to be giving away a goodie box supplied by Nap and Bristle. So there's that as well. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're joined by a social media king. He's got just under 17,000 followers all over his social media. He's top-notch Rob on TikTok and Instagram. He's also on Facebook. He's been running his own business since the 22nd of May 2022. He covers pretty much the whole of Yorkshire. He's king of the north, basically. But mainly Bingley, Keighley, Skipton, and Bradford. He's also the decorator behind the Decorators of WhatsApp group, basically. So it's about 100 decorators, boys. I don't know, 150 decorators maybe. That's all been brought together by top-notch Rob. So everybody, put your hands together for fucking the main man himself. How are you getting on, my man?
Not bad, mate. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Are you ready for this shit show?
I'm ready.
Also, just a quick.
Have you been?
Sorry, Sean. Just a quick one.
Yep.
Because of Rob, I got my first 1 million views on TikTok. Get in.
Right.
So, because I uploaded a video and Rob said, delete that, put the caption as this. And I think it's on like 1.2 or 1.4 mil at the minute. But yeah. So,
and
if you need any social media advice, message Rob.
Well, that's a good explanation for how the fucking WhatsApp group kind of supports one another, by the way. Like we simple tips like that can fucking lead to 1.2 million views.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, the WhatsApp groups, it's gold, isn't it? It's gold.
Aye. Because I've kind of found like say for example, the Decorators forum on Facebook, it can be quite toxic.
Very toxic.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
That you're almost scared to kind of put a question. No, we're all qualified decorators, but sometimes you want to say, oh, what's the best paint to fucking paint this oak mantelpiece, for example, with? And see if you put a question in that Facebook group, you get absolutely bitch slapped by other decorators. You're a fucking gardener and blah de blah, and it's toxic, like.
And the thing is as well, paint and products are evolving so quick, and you're gonna ask a question, and like Sean says, you get too scared because you're like, am I supposed to already know this or what? Like, you feel fucking stupid.
Right. Because what I've noticed is especially with the exteriors now all being plastic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young lads now and young girls that are coming up through the ranks, but they've probably never ever painted an exterior.
Exactly.
Because of the old plastic thing. So when you come across one, and you might have a question, how do you re-put a bit of glass up on them? And I've had that through TikTok. I've had people message me saying they didn't want to put it in a chat as a sense, but they've said, hi Rob, I'm doing this. Can you give us a few tips on X, Y, and Z? What's best paint for that, or what would you use on that? And I'd say, well, to be honest with you, I'm not really up on all the products of the paints.
Yeah.
Because in my town we've got the Dulux Decorator Centre, and then over at Skipton we've got a place called Jack's, and that does all the Johnson stuff, and then obviously all the Dulux stuff. So we don't have the Brewers and all the other ones. Do you know what I mean? It's quite limited, really.
I'm like you then, Rob.
You're going to Bradford.
I'm like you. I've got a B&Q tool station and just a local supplier. I haven't got Brewers. I haven't got a Dulux. I haven't got a Johnston's. I haven't got. We've got a Crown actually now. recently we've got a crown.
It's the same down here, and I think that really limits you to, you stick to the products you know. So you don't really, like Baydek paint. A lot of people use this Baydek MSP. So I mean, I only know it's good because I've seen people online using it and suggesting it. So that makes me go into likes of I get my paint for Carlisle. I'm in Scotland and I get my paint for Carlisle like twice a week.
Yeah.
Oh,
so do you travel a bit then? Sure.
I use the paint shed. I use Johnston's and Dumfries as well too, but I don't use local suppliers. They're robbing bastards. Like,
Well, funny you should say that.
Name them because I'm getting sued.
Funny you should say that because at the Bolton decorating show, I was walking around with Ash for a bit. You know when you left me, Rob, and I was walking around with Ash, and he was talking to brewers, and he said, like, he pulled them up, and he was just like, I won't shop at your place anymore because retail customers are getting more discount than I am. How does that work?
I'll be honest with you. I did a bit of work for my brother-in-law in Oxford. He lives in Abingdon, and I went down and I did a bit of a family favour thing. Did a staircase for him, with our lass came with us, and we went into a brewer's, and I couldn't believe the price. He bought Dulups, and I couldn't believe the price of the paint. What unreal! To what I'm getting it at home, I were wowed. I really were wowed.
Well, brewers actually own the paint shed. So in Scotland, the paint shed is run by brewers. So rather than having brewers in Scotland, we have the paint shed. But for some reason, Carlisle's branch is only the paint shed that's in England, because the paint shed before, because brewers bought over Paintwell.
Right.
And to stop them going bust, Paintwell went into administrations, brewers bought them. But the paint shed were already in negotiations to open a branch in Dumfries, which is about half an hour closer to me. But they came to some agreement that they would turn the Carlisle branch into a paint shed rather than a brewer's, so that they didn't open that shop in Dumfries, because it would be competing with itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you, completely.
But I buy Crown Clean Extreme, because I know that how much I use it. I can get Crown Clean Extreme for £42 mixed into colours, including VAT for the paint shed. Crown themselves can only give me at 46, including it for mixed colours. So the paint shed is £4 cheaper than getting it directly for Crown. And I've got an account with both.
Right.
Yeah. And so I don't know how they do it. Like,
no, that's it. That's madness, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Absolutely madness. Yeah.
It's like
when you boil it down with. Go on, sorry, Baz.
You're all right. I'm a newcomer to Clean Extreme. I've only used it like about 6 times because I've always just thought it was one of them gimmicky products, but it really is the bee's knees. It really is good.
My whole house is Clean Extreme. Every room in my house is Clean Extreme.
Well, the job I've been on this week.
I've got one my hand up here. I've never used it.
Have you not?
It's fucking.
Honestly, Rob,
it's
it is good.
Except for white. Except for the white, like getting it in white, it's fucking terrible. But every colour, it's brilliant. And I priced me coats just in case, like.
So I tell you what, I have noticed. So this week I bought some, and it's the first time I've used that actually. I normally get Johnson's
Plus
durable, acrylic durable.
Yeah, durable. And this week I got the Armstead durable.
Yep.
Now the Armstead is really gritty. Have you noticed that?
Right.
I've not used Armstead for years.
Well, the Johnson's durable is really it's almost like a soft sheen without the sheen.
Aye.
Oh, is it?
I find though when it dries, the Johnson's durable matte does have a sheen level to it though. I think it does have a slight sheen.
It does, yeah.
Anything durable has a slight sheen.
The Crown doesn't. The Crown has
the Crown doesn't.
Like
but generally,
no sheen.
on the whole, anything durable has a slight sheen, and that's why I like
last
the
week I got
Crown.
caught out with a colour, right, and I bought Johnston's cleanable matte. It's quite new, right? It's a tenner dearer than Clean Extreme, and it's thicker than Clean Extreme. So I'm gonna buy it when on the types of jobs I'm gonna be able to use it on, and I'm gonna really test it because I need to test it at home to check how scrubbable it is. But apparently it's a Type 2 scrub rating, the same as Dulux Diamond and the same as the Clean Extreme, like.
Right.
So
you rate the Crown then? The Crown.
I fucking love the Crown. I should. By the way, if Crown are watching, not just that I want a sponsorship, I want fucking the podcast to be sponsored by Crown because it's my fucking favourite. So get in touch, Crown reps, if you're watching.
And he's brought me into it.
I'm not too fucking. Who do I need?
He's doing your work for you.
Who do I need to suck up Crown to get a sponsorship?
Come on, type.
I'm going to give it a bash. So they do Crown. Crown's at the Skipton branch, you see, which is that's half an hour drive for me. Not that it's a problem, but obviously the Dulux is in the town, so it's 10 minutes away. But I'll give the Crown. I'm going to give it a go. That
I give it honestly, you'll be impressed with like.
Yeah, you will.
Because it didn't used to be a great paint, Crown, did it?
No, I think a lot of people try their retail version and think, oh, that's shit, and the retail stuff is shit.
Yeah.
But the trade stuff is fucking dynamite nowadays. Like
it was like with Dulux, wasn't it? Dulux retail was shit, and then they had a big spell of being really good with the trade stuff.
Well, the thing is, when you open a tub of Dulux up from B&Q, for example, it just looks like jelly to me.
Yeah, I hate it. But they advertise it as thick and creamy. Like, I don't want thick and creamy. I want fucking something I can actually spread out. I don't want to fucking paint plaster.
See, Dulux are fucking clever though. So they have this like light and space range and their easy care range, which is obviously a retail paint, right? And so it's made for like customers, like Joe Soap walks in off the street and he looks at it and says, "Oh, it's got Dulux in the tin. It's got a dog in the side of the tin. That's what I'm going to get." And it's good and it's okay, right? We've all used easy care and it's all right. It's if you're putting a grey on a colour, it's fine. It does the job. Dulux trade, obviously, what we're used to using, it's more for our market, but it's fucking pretty good. You couldn't slate Dulux trade because it's exactly. It's never failed on you. It's reliable. No. It's like an old Volvo car, in it. It's reliable. You could jump in, you could use it 2 years later, and it'll do fine. But now they've brought out this heritage range, which is basically
I like the heritage range.
It's like Faro and Ball, but it's pricey as fuck. I think like you can get Crown Clean Extreme and you can get it cheaper. All the colour matches is fucking brilliant, and you can get it, and it's better than the lot. Like, and so it's just people get too stuck in their ways. Like we were talking about 5 minutes ago, you stick to what you know. You put your nose in there and think, I'm no fucking trying that Clean Extreme. It'll be a gimmick, like you say, boss, and it ends up being fucking pretty decent. Like,
well, it's like the Caprinol.
Aye.
Is it Caprinol?
Aye.
I've seen videos on it, and it looks bang on, especially gloss and all, the high sheen gloss and all. But you can't get it round here. There's nowhere. But when we were at Bolton, I said to the bloke, I said, "There's a place at Skipton who do Johnsons and that." I says, "I bet they'd be willing to take this on in their shop." And I sort of put them onto him. I says, "Give them a shout." They haven't done as of yet, but whether they do a deal on that or not, I don't know.
Rob, I think the issue for myself with Carparol is it's the name. It's so if you get into say Dulux and you buy vinyl matte, you know it's a vinyl matte, right? But see, even with Tickerel in the same breath, because it's got all these stupid names like Optiva and Helmi and Maresca,
you don't know what you're buying.
So I'm going to walk in and just say, I want Crown, I want acrylic eggshell, and I know what I'm asking for. I didn't want to be walking in and going, oh, I'm looking for Caparol Maresca.
That's our Tickerilla sponsorship out the window. Nice one, Sean. You prick.
No, I love
we love you really, Tickerilla.
I do love it, but I've had to learn.
But
the Optiva 3 and the Optiva 5 and the Otex undercoat and the Mirinol gloss, and everybody chased AR2, anti-reflex too. So no, it's probably ignorance a lot with the Caparol, because you're not willing to learn. I've no time to fucking learn. Just convert everything into English, or Scottish. Can what I mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Scottish.
Absolutely.
It'll be
Right, mate,
Sheen. It'll be a
get you
Sheen
one
this.
here, Rob, with a couple of fucking quick fire questions. Just, I want it's going to be like this or that, and you just say whatever one or whatever. First thing that pops into your head. Are you
Longer
ready?
than 3 seconds, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. Are you ready, mate? Aye.
Go on then.
Painter or decorator?
Decorator.
Powder or ready mix?
Ready mixed.
Ladder or hop up?
Hop up.
Your favourite brush?
Hello, over.
How many inches?
Ooh. I like the 2 inch. The 2 inch.
Laser, spirit level, or plumb line?
Plumb line.
Most important thing in your lunchbox?
Don't know about that one. Most important thing in lunchbox? The cost of coffee.
It should be a fucking pot pie. I've seen you eating a pot pie, so no.
Pot pie. Oh, we'll go with that pot pie.
Interior or exterior?
I love exteriors.
Oil based or water based?
Ooh, water based.
Left handed or right handed?
Right handed.
One tool if you'd cry if you'd lost?
The one tool I've lost. That's a good one, that. I don't know. I've got that many.
Look at this. A tool's just been stolen. Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to say the Merca.
Sand by hand or whap out the sander?
It's what, sorry?
Sand by hand or take out your palm sander? Take out your Merca?
Merca.
Merca or Festool?
I've never had Festool, so I like to say Merca. Never tried it.
Worse, roller lines or runs?
Ooh, gotta be roller lines.
Mask up or freehand?
Freehand.
Dust sheets or fancy protection?
Dust sheets.
Synthetic or pure?
Synthetic.
Ladders or scaffolding?
Ladders.
Paint with silk or stripped wood chip?
Paint with silk.
Bars or Sean?
Now, be careful what you say here, Rob.
Bars or Sean?
Baz or Sean? I can't answer that. It's like the new Anthem decorated, isn't it?
We're gonna hit a stand like this at the Bolton show or at the Coventry show. We'll hit a stand like so. Baz is always on my fucking right.
Yeah, definitely the Anthem deck.
I'm always right.
That's just a wee. We're gonna do the quick fire questions with everybody that comes on. Just warms up the guest for the kind of better.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Ken, so.
Well, I've got a quick question for you. What got you into decorating in the first place?
There's a bit of a story behind this. So, I actually wanted to be a sparker, believe it or not. So I came out of school and I wrote a load of letters off to electrical companies that were local to me, but through Bradford and Leeds and all over.
Yeah.
And I could not get on as an apprentice for an electrician. And then my mum were putting a bit of pressure on me because I didn't do right well at school. You know, I want.
Neither did all of us. That's why we're decorators.
Exactly, I wasn't academic at all. I was more a workman's type of guy.
Yeah.
And then I went to Morrison's. There's a funny story behind this. I went to Morrison's. 3 of us did from my school. And I was going to get a job at Morrison's just to tie me over because Mother was saying, you know, you can't stay in your bedroom all day, you know, the usual crap.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, right, then I've got an interview in a couple of days' time and managed to get an interview at Morrison's. And there were a lot of different jobs going. And there were like deli, groceries, you know, vegetable like section and all that stuff. And it came down that the last job that were available, what trolleys, pushing trolleys. Anyway, you had to take a test. This is all where I'm flying.
Trolley test.
And I failed the test.
Did you fuck?
I failed the test. Straight up. I failed the test. So
by the way, it's not too late if you want to cut off out of this podcast, by the way.
I can't push trolleys, but I'll be a decorator. Fuck it. You're giving them a bad name now, Rob.
It was a questionnaire, and I failed it miserably. But I was young, wasn't I? You know what it's like as you get older.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? When you're young, you're thick, aren't you?
Just out of a stroke of luck, a mate of mine messaged me and he says to me, I'm doing an apprenticeship down at Keighley College, and there's an employer that wants an apprentice. Are you interested?
Yeah.
And I said, what's it doing? And it was painting and decorating. I says, I ummed and ahed a little bit. I was getting a bit of stick, like I say, at home because I wasn't working and all that lot. You fresh out of school, she wanted me out working, and I was getting the old, your bags will be packed and all that stuff. So I said to that lad, I says, go on then, I'll do it. And here I am. And that was in 1999. That was in 99 it was that I started that apprenticeship. And I did the 2, so you couldn't do the 2 years or the 3 years, and I didn't do the level 3 purposely because my gaffer were like, I did the level 1 and 2.
The level 3 is the advanced, isn't it?
The advanced. Well, I did the 1 and 2, and they just introduced key skills, so you had to do your maths and English.
Yeah.
And it were a new thing that year. Before that, I don't think it were a thing. And there were no escaping that maths and English. Anyway, I still couldn't do them. I couldn't pass the maths and English, the key skills they called it. And they ended up giving it to me in the end. They said we're gonna write it in.
Yeah.
So I got the maths and the English.
That's a coincidence for me, because when I left the school, I actually got a job as a sparky. I wanted to be an electrician too, right?
Right.
And I went for an interview and got the job, right? And I went and sat in Scotland. It's different. You sit what's called the SEC test, Scottish Electrical Charitable Training Trust test, right?
Yeah.
And I failed it. I was too thick. I was too stupid for it, right? I wasn't bright enough to be a sparky, and so I never went, right? And ended up the company that I should have got an electrician apprenticeship first went bust after 2 years, so I would never have finished my electrical apprenticeship anyway. So I would have got the job, even if I was bright enough to pass the test. I would have got the job, and after 2 years, it would have been I would have been jobless. So I think because paint and decorating was always kind of written in the stars for myself, like.
Yeah. I think it is. You know, sometimes it feels like destiny plays a bit of a part in this, doesn't it?
Innit?
You know, like we wouldn't be sat here today.
Yeah, exactly.
If we weren't the Decorators.
And do you know what?
You won't be doing the old Decorators then podcast, and it's funny how things fall into place,
Isn't it?
Yeah. I left school not having a clue what I wanted to do. Sean, you keep doing that.
You don't look like it's the delay that fucks it. The delay keeps me talking.
Go on, say what you're saying.
I was only going to say, but none of us look like electricians.
No, we don't. To be fair, you're right.
We look like painters. Boss looks like a bit like maybe a plasterer, doesn't he?
Fuck off. You won't see me plastering.
He's got a bit of a Mario look, a bit of a plumber look.
Aye, maybe.
It's for me, a Mario.
Mario's a decent pattern, by the way.
Yeah, it's strange how it comes on.
And it
is.
So, did you always plan to be self-employed, or did it just happen?
I worked for a lad who. So when I started, it was £40 a week.
Yeah.
First year, second it was hard. Second year was £60 a week, and third year was £80 a week. And I did 2. I just got to that third year with this lad that I will serve my time with, and to be fair, it was a good little coach. It was well known round our area, and that I was quite lucky, really.
Yeah.
But you know what it's like when you're a young lad. You want some beer tokens and that, don't you? And 80
Yeah,
quid a
definitely.
week, 3 years, I was getting fed up with it. So I moved to a company called Woolers in Keighley. And I had a bit of an argument with them, and I went and worked for Woolers, and I'd gone from £80 a week to £11.50 an hour. So I was raking it in. It was like a massive increase for me. You know,
Yeah.
I was wowed by it. We're going back nearly 20 years ago here.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, look, I've got all this money now. And, well, it'd be longer than 20 years ago. It'd be 24 years ago. And then I ended up getting bored of that because that was all commercial. It was pubs. So I was doing like Toby Carvery's, vintage inns. We'd been up to Scotland. I remember travelling up there from here up to Inverness to paint some tables on the outside of the vintage inn, they called them, of a pub, and they were just pub tables. We stayed in them, and it took us a day to get there. In fact, we did quite a lot in Scotland, Sean. We always used to stay. I think we've had this combo before, haven't we? We always used to stay on a street in Glasgow called Stocky Hall Street.
The Stocky Hall Street, aye.
Yeah. Like full of B&Bs, isn't it?
Aye, it's like the party street in Glasgow, basically.
Right.
See, Inverness is 7 hours for me. Inverness is 7 hour drive for me, like, in Scotland.
Yeah, but a day to get there, like I say, and then I got fed up with that job, and I went back to my original employer, and that was never going to work because I took a decrease in wages, but I'd bought a brand new car, and I couldn't afford really to pay my payments anymore. So I'd taken a decrease in wage to go back to him, and then I went back to Woolers. So I've only ever worked for two people, but twice. I went back to Woolers and I did another 2 to 3 years there. And then it was about 2005, 2006. I got offered a job at a cafe. I was coming home from work. My car must have been, or I'd not taken it or something, but I were in bus station. And I were in my overalls. And there's a cafe at bus station. He says to me, "You don't fancy having a look at this job for us, do you, mate?" And I walked in. And at the time, with this company that I'm working for, we're getting about 400, 450 a week. I walked in and I says, "Oh yeah, I'll price it up for you." And it was really greasy, really dirty. It would have, you know.
Aye.
But was that your first paid job, like for yourself?
Not my first, not as a proper job. It was not as a gubby job, you know, like did gubbies for family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I took it on as a proper job, and I went in and I think I charged him something like 1,800 quid to paint it, and I did it in about three or 4 days. And a light bulb moment came on, and I thought to myself, I'm working 5 days a week for 400, 450, depending on hours, and there were long hours then. I think we were doing about between 45 and 55 hours a week for that money. And I was thinking, and I can work 3 days for 4 times that.
Yeah.
So the cogs were ticking.
Aye.
So I went and I bought a van, but kept my job. And then I ended up leaving about. It was 2006. I ended up going on my own. I haven't worked for anybody else since.
Yep.
I've been on my own since then.
And
I think, to be honest with you, that's about the right. I think 6 to 8 years. 6 years of learning a trade, and I think you have to go and. It's like when you learn a trade, you're learning it from someone else, aren't you?
Yeah.
But you've got to put your stamp on it.
See, I don't think you come out of college and you're obviously a fully qualified decorator, but you don't actually start learning until you start doing stuff on your own.
Exactly.
You make your mistakes and you think, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that, or you go and do a homer, you go and do a wee, what we call a buck sheet
Sean,
here.
you froze there, but Rob's all right.
I don't know.
But you're 100% right, because you learn the basics, but then you come across stuff, and you've got to mentally challenge yourself to get round it. And I do think that's the growth in it. That's how you grow.
Well, funnily enough, have you ever done a bull nose corner? Have you ever papered a bull nose corner?
Yeah.
I don't think
fucking nightmare. That's not something you learn.
Aye.
You learn that by fucking it up.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you've got to make the mistake, haven't you?
Overlap adhesive.
Yeah.
Loads of border adhesive.
But I always fill them out, them beads. There's a gap in them, isn't there?
Aye, there's a wee groove in each side between the timber and the all plaster.
I always fill them out.
What's the one thing you wish you knew before you started on your own? Like, what if you were going to give a bit of advice to somebody that was going to be starting out or starting their own business? What do you wish you knew before you started?
So, definitely the paperwork side of it.
Exactly.
We're useless at that. We're not accountants, are we? We don't. You end up spending everything. Especially at that age.
My wife's an accountant. My wife's an accountant.
I
just thought I'd better get that in there before we went on further. I'll just keep out of this conversation while you tell that.
But there's a paperwork side of it, and I think there's there's coming across as more of a grown up in the situation. I think there's a lot of kids now, well, younger end, going into business because there is a market there for it, and I think more than ever. I mean, it's like the college that I went to back in the day. There were like 30 decorators that year.
Yeah.
The numbers are minuscule now.
Aye.
And I say this to everybody that I speak to: if you're going into a trade now, you are in the next 10 years. You are on for some serious money. I think it was a podcast that I watched, and they said that 80% of all tradesmen will retire in the next 10 years.
Aye, that's fucking mental, that, isn't it?
That leaves you 20% because the young ones aren't going into it. So the increasement of work is going to be massive.
And the government really need to step in and I think help us out for so obviously you get so much money towards an apprentice's wage and stuff. But I think there needs to be more help for us, like security, because I personally don't have an apprentice right now just because I'm scared of the winter months.
Yeah.
Because, don't get me wrong, I never sit about at home. I'm always busy. I'm always running about 3 months ahead of myself. But I'm terrified if I took somebody on, I would hate to get near Christmas time and say, oh, listen, mate, I'm going to hate to lay you off at Christmas. And I don't like the fact of ever being able to, or ever needing to do that to somebody, if that makes sense.
Well, it's like you say, you're always busy enough for yourself, but it's having that responsibility of have you got enough work then for somebody else?
Well, I think the hardest thing as well, this is the first year that I know of, someone based on 38 hours a week, call it 36 to 40 hours a week, it's the first year in history that an apprentice will pay tax.
Right. Because they're bound to earn.
They're on is it 744, isn't it?
I was on £2 odd.
They're over that 12,500, and it's the first year that they'll, unless they're working silly hours anyway, but they're only supposed to work small hours, aren't they?
How many staff do you hear of?
Say that again, sorry.
How many staff do you have? You've got 3 now here, and your wife sometimes helps out too, does she?
Mrs. comes on with me sometimes. She has done for years. Yeah, she sometimes help me out. I've got Regan with me now.
Yep.
And that's it.
I thought you had another lad that worked with you when
no. You used to, didn't you, Rob?
Gary. Yeah, Gary. He left for he's left due to family
personal reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know that.
But Regan is his stepdaughter.
All right. Right.
Yes.
So there's a connection there too, anyway.
So she's doing her first year apprenticeship. But she starts on Monday actually. First day of Monday.
Right.
What, as an apprentice?
As an apprentice, yeah.
That's good then. At least she's actually took an interest in it.
Right, because I think a lot of all decorators sometimes say, "Oh, college is a waste of time." I found college quite beneficial because I went to college quite late. I felt like I learned quite a lot at college. I think if I was going to take somebody on, I would 100% want them to go and learn through the college. And obviously, you learn quite a lot work because if Regan's working one-on-one with you, she's going to learn tons more than what you'd learn if you're in a big company.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a good trade, but I think you still need that college time to learn like the things that you're like. So you do maybe the paneling, the marbling. You do loads of stuff at college that you'll never do on site or very rarely do on site, but you need to learn it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, do you know what?
It's like with Regan, for example. Go on, sorry.
No, go on.
I'm going to say, like with Reagan, for example, she's going to the college, but when you're an apprentice, I think you learn a lot watching.
Yeah, you do.
Aye.
I know that sounds stupid, but just watching. But then it's hard to say to Regan, for example, right, I want you to finish them skirting boards in there, because it's a paid client, isn't it?
Yeah.
So without sounding dreadful here, if they're going to college and doing that bit there, watching, doing a bit,
aye,
they can make as many mistakes at college as they want.
And it's no affecting you money-wise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think also the competitive side of college. So, for example, I was at college with about 6 different boys who worked for a big paint and decorating company in my area, right? And when I went, I felt like I needed to be better than them. So it really pushed me on, right? I got Apprentice of the Year, by the way, right?
I've seen you put that, yeah.
So I really felt I was a wee bit older. I was about a couple of years older than them because I'd worked before. So I felt a bit, well, I'm not mature in the slightest, but I felt work-wise more mature. I took an interest. I could see the value of becoming a decorator, but I really felt like in my head, I didn't come out and say it, but I felt like I want to be fucking better than you.
Yeah. Well, funny you should go on about that. So when I left school, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do, and I started college, and my tutor that I had, he was the reason I wanted to carry on decorating because when I first saw him do that first sharp line in one go, I was like, how the fuck have you just done that? Like, I was honestly so impressed. I was like, what the fuck? I want to be like that. And I feel like a lot of the community now, they see someone good, and rather than being like your fucking class, they'll go, oh shit, it's fucking, you've not done this, you've not used tape, you've not done. They find a way to put it down rather than just going, you've done a fucking boss job there, like.
I do agree with you there. There is a lot of. I don't know whether it's jealousy. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's a lot of people who want to
knock you down.
Get at the table, yeah. But do you know, I've got to that age, where it just goes over my head now.
Yeah,
I just think, do you know what?
Water off a duck's back.
Absolutely.
So do you know?
Check it off.
Do you know when you're pricing a job, do you get nervous or anything when you're pricing?
Not really, no. I used to.
I'm just well past that now.
I'm well past that now, and to be honest with you, how I do it now is, so if I go look at a job, I just take pictures now.
Yeah.
I don't discuss anything
Videos,
with them.
yeah.
I'll say, am I alright to take pictures as we go around? Because I always ask, because it's someone's house, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll go around, take all the photographs, I'll come back, I'll sit down, and I use an app called Invoice to Go. It's a little bit like QuickBooks, but it's I think it's cheaper than QuickBooks. It's called Invoice to Go, and basically, I'll work it out in my head what it's going to take me time wise, and then obviously material cost. I add a percentage on top because you've got to cover your overheads, haven't you? So I'll add a section. I think it's 30% I put on top. So I'll take my day rate, I take Regan's day rate, I put them together, materials, and then
that's your
obviously
percentage.
That 30% on top of the whole thing. And to be fair, it's always worked for me. That it always seems to fall. Now, whether it be a small job, big job, medium job, seems to work out.
I've just upped my prices because I've got Ethan with me now, and I feel like I've been undercutting myself quite a bit over the last 5-6 years. I've been undercutting compared to a lot more people are happier to pay my new price. Do you know what I mean? So I could have charged these prices what I'm charging now for them 5 years. But because I've always said, oh, people are fucking cheapskates. Because you do get them people where you think, oh, I'll do it a bit cheaper. And they're like, oh, no, it's fucking too expensive, that. And you're thinking, it really isn't. Like, I'm doing all this and doing all that. It really isn't.
I'm gonna up my prices after Christmas. I had a price freeze the last 2 years, but I'm going up to up to 300 a day for myself. I'm 225 now basically for a day for myself, but I'm putting it up to 300 a day because I tell you what it is. normally running between 14 weeks and 3 month lead time. That's kind of normal. But right now I'm running at 4 month lead time, and somebody said to me, up your prices and you'll not get as many accepted, but it'll be more manageable. So it makes sense, because I'm that busy right now. I'm 24 days on the bounce. I haven't had the day off. I know like farmers might listen to this and think, oh, 24 days, I fucking work that a week. Ken, but like I'm a one man band. I need time off. My family need me sometimes. I need to get home. Ken,
the thing is, it's not just 24 days, is it? Because in that 24 days, you've got to go and do the job. You've got to look at the other jobs, keep the next 24 days going.
Exactly.
You've got to sit down and write up the paperwork, the invoicing, the quotes, put the quotes in. It is hard. Do you know, I always said this, Mrs. will laugh about it, and I always came into it so I had more time. But it's the one thing I've never really had. I've had flexibility, where if I wanted to go to a kids' Christmas concert at school, right, I'm having that morning off, or if I want an holiday, I'll take a day holiday. But in terms of actual, real, everyday time, that is a fallacy. That doesn't exist. Not in this.
The worst thing I actually did this year was take a holiday. Me taking the week off and going away to Lanzarote, it was the worst thing I did, because it removed the notion of working for me for about. It took me 2 weeks to get back into the kind of
work mentality. Yeah.
See, before I went on holiday, I was fine. I was up fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. I was at the door by 7. I was on the jobs early. I was working late the way I am now, and I wasn't asked about no having a day off. See, when I went on holiday, I know that I couldn't go out of my bed, but I was coming home at like 2:30 and having a sleep on the couch because I was fucked.
Yeah, it itchy, doesn't it? Holiday blues.
And yeah, I said for this fucking next year coming up, I says, I'm taking fucking 10 days off next year. I don't think a week was long enough, so I'm going to be fucking worse probably next year, but fuck it, that's next year's problems.
That first day coming back after your holiday.
Oh, nightmare.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Fucking nightmare.
The worst thing in the world.
Speaking of the worst things, what's the worst start you've had on a job?
The worst start I've had on a job? Well, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of worse starts, because obviously you're always, especially on full, when they've been obviously full, what do you call it, renovations. They're the worst, aren't they? But I went to one in Manchester, bought all the paint for it. Lad said it'll be ready for me. Got there, got the key from under the mat. Went into this apartment block, got in there, and I rung him and I says, "Hey mate," I says, "this isn't happening. Not for what price I've given you. It were all supposed to be fresh plastered out, all ready to go. It were, honestly, mate, you couldn't move in it. There were that much shit everywhere." So I'd probably say in the last couple of, well, this was last year, but in the last couple of years, that's probably the worst one. All the way to Manchester. I even said to him, "Don't worry about the materials. I'm that glad to get off it. Don't worry about the materials. I'll fuck that."
So did you walk away for that job, or he ever walked away for the job, one of the jobs?
I walked away from that one. I haven't walked away from many, but I walked away from that one.
And like, so other jobs that you've maybe walked away from would be like bad customers or similar kind of issues, or?
Do you know, I've never had a bad customer.
Right.
Not really. Not in that. Not one that's. No, I don't think I ever have. I've never had a customer that's been like, "I ain't happy. I'm not paying you." Even non-payments. I've had some that have taken the piss a little bit, and it's gone on a bit long. The payment's gone on a little bit longer than what it should have.
Aye, that's kind of standard kind of stuff for every self-employed person, not just decorators.
And it's madness. If I send an invoice, so what I do is when I'm invoicing, I'll say payment, quoting. Sorry, I'll say I want the payment on the day of completion.
I hear the same. I used to hate 7 days, and people would wait the 7th day to pay you. So I changed it to payment upon completion.
Exactly. You've put the money in. You've bought the materials, and I think it's their gratitude to say, right, cheers. That evening. I mean, which payments now take 5 seconds though that I send a payment.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get the whole my bank it takes. I mean, I remember 15, 20 years ago, with all the old 3-day thing, it takes 3 days to send a backs
transfer.
Yeah, and all that carry on. But now it's quick and easy.
Yeah,
and I do get some, and I'm sweating, and I'm thinking,
are they going to fucking pay? It's always ones that say to you, you give them the invoice, and they're going, just send that hour in the next hour or so, and you can home that night, and you're checking your phone thinking, I've not been paid yet.
Yeah.
Next day, I've still not been paid, and you're kind of like, I wouldn't message that weekend or all, but I would think myself, like, I'm going to wait till about maybe day 5. That's how long I'd wait, and then I would be messaging saying, listen, Mrs. Smith, I've got a reminder to come out to you next Friday. Just remember about that payment, and usually that message prompts the.
But you feel like then, like you're begging for your own money.
I know.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're fucking.
Not a nice feeling.
There's a lot to be said for people that have the card reader. Some people produce a fucking card reader. And get them to pay on the spot, like, and I think.
See, I've got a card reader, but I've had it for about 2-3 years. I think I've used it once.
And do you get to pay for a subscription for it, Paz?
You don't pay for the subscription, so what you do is they take, I think it's 2 or 3% of what goes in. So if you paid what?
Is that somewhat one? They're doing it dual shit.
Yeah, I've got some up, but there's all sorts of different ones now.
So you just
Onzo do it where you can offer your phone, don't they?
A lot are just contactless now, where you can just phone to phone or card to phone, whatever you want to do.
I've just sent it limited because it pulled me way round. I was heading towards VAT, so what I did is going limited. It starts afresh, doesn't it?
It protects you a bit as well, doesn't it?
So I set up a Monzo account while I was on holiday. Last holiday I went on, and it says on the app that you can produce your phone and take a like must be like Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Phone.
So in your phone you've got an NFC chip. So that's what the contactless is.
Right.
So as long as you've got it set up on your phone, all you need is that NFC chip.
I've never used it.
I've never used it.
I don't know what it costs either.
The technology side, I'm no that clued up. I prefer just to give my bank details out on an invoice, and I'm happy with cash, check, whatever.
That's me. That's me.
As long as it's thingable. Right. What's your biggest pet hate? So that might be like customers, your apprentice, yourself, other decorators. What's in the decorating world, obviously? What's your biggest pet hate, Rob?
In the decorating world?
Yep.
You want to make me say it, aren't you? It's the plasterers.
Isn't it?
It's the plasterers. The plastering, honestly, I've never seen it like it in my life. And I don't know what it is at the minute. Everyone that I go on to, where they've had a plasterer in, the prep work is unreal. I've never seen it like it. And that ain't me. There are some good plasterers out there, don't get me wrong. Or there seems to be some on TikTok. When you look at the videos, it looks well. Whether it looks good close up, it's hard to tell, innit?
Yeah.
I think it never look. You can never really tell if it's good till it's had a coat of paint. It can look fantastic until you've painted it.
Once it's got that mist coat.
Aye, and then you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm working on a job right now that's got a good plasterer on it, but I'm not going to get into details about him. But I remember I'll quite happily slug this other plasterer off in my local area because he's a fucking knobhead. So here we go. Settle in, buckle up. I worked with a plasterer at my last company. Big fucking loudmouth cunt, right? And he was always whinging on because I like to take my Makita torches and check the walls for filling. The company that I worked for, they wanted it was £1 million houses, right? They wanted it fucking perfect. Every detail, every blemish had to be filled. There was none of this 2 metre away. It was like you check the walls till there's fucking nothing left to fill, right?
Yeah.
And this plasterer, so we're actually plastering at the work offices. The work had built these brand new offices, and this plasterer in front of one of the bosses was mouthing after me going, "Oh, you go and get your Makita torch," and I'm going, mate, there's no point in getting my torch for this. It's fucking an office building. I says, I'm worried about it when we're doing the £1 million houses. I'm not giving a fuck if you make a shit job of the offices. But he kept gunning on. So when I went out to my van to have my lunch, I thought, I'm going to bring my fucking torch in. So I came in with my Makita LED torch, which are quite bright. And I just walked up to him in front of the boss and I handed it to him, right? And he shone the torch on the wall, right? And I'm no joking, this fucking wall was like the bloody Himalayas, right? And as soon as he seen the wall, he started going, oh, but this and oh, but that. And I just turned around and was like, mate, you were the fucking yin that was gunning on about getting the torch. And now that you've got the torch, you're
fucking shitting your pants.
Aye, now in front of the boss, by the way, who they didn't mess their words like, but no, there's loads of good plasterers I've worked behind, but they're few and far between, mate.
Yeah.
There's no any good plasterers, by the way.
The difference between the bad and the good, the bad just outweighs the good. Especially these days. Like, it's like, funny we were on about shit plasterers. I was doing a bungalow actually it was a couple of years ago, so that was a lie. It was a couple of years ago, and so you've got your corner from one wall to the other wall to the ceiling, so it's like a triangle corner. Do you know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
And the plasterer, so the full bungalow, those whole like fuck off holes, not just little tiny bits where you couldn't quite get in. Fuck off holes in every single corner. The plasterer said, it's impossible to get into the corners. No plasterer can do that. And then me as a decorator is going around fucking sorting all these holes out, getting them all perfect. And I'm like, if a decorator can do it, a fucking plasterer can do it. It's your fucking job, you silly cunt.
If you can fill it with polyfiller, he can fill it with plastic, surely.
Yeah, and I even told the customer what tool he'll need. A little fucking gauge one. You know, the fucking where you just.
I'll give them the tool though. They are a fair army, aren't they, on like TikTok and stuff like that? They stick together, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't think they're held to the same standard as us.
No.
No, I don't. And do you know it's like that when I were a lad? Let's say I sound old there, don't I? When I was like 16, 17, plasterers, it wasn't even a trade. Plastering wasn't a trade. It wasn't a physical trade. You couldn't. Fitty and gills in plastering. I don't think it existed.
Right.
But they reckon that roofers were plasterers in winter, which it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A roofer ain't going to work outside in winter, so they were like it were a roofer's winter jobs. And I've said that loads on TikTok, you know, when plasterers are piped up. It's a roofer's winter job. But it was a roofer's winter, well, it was where I was from anyway. Roofers would plaster in winter. And at the end of the day, with plastering, there seems to be a real thing about the technique of it, but it's the same technique repeated over and over, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. Whereas, obviously, there's always a bit of banter between the plasterers and the painters, but whereas with the painters, there's a whole scope to the job, isn't there? It's massive. It's
variety.
Well, I think once you get into the decorating side, like painting, I agree. Fucking once you've mastered that, you sound. It's the decorating side, the decorative finishes side. It's not just, oh, I'm a painter. It's
no.
You know what I mean?
And proper product selecting
Exactly.
the proper products for whatever job you're doing, because everybody thinks you just rock up, put a tin of paint in the wall, and see the amount of times you've had to go back and fix because some silly cunt is no miscoated or whatever. Put water based over the top of oil based or something. It happens often. Like that's a part of it too. It's not just rocking up. Whereas plasterers can just walk in with a bucket of tools and a bag and a mixing paddle, and they're finished.
Hey Rob, speaking of tools, what's your favourite paint brand?
My favourite paint brand? Well, you know, it's funny this, because and I ain't gonna lie when I say this, But when I went on my own, so when I started, when we've had this conversation before, Sean, the only brush that were available that were any good were an Hamilton Perfection.
Aye, pure bristle.
Yeah, there weren't any Purdy's. They were probably out there, but they're not. I don't whether they're not in the UK
they weren't big.
or what. The synthetic brushes didn't really exist, and then so I learnt on an Hamilton Perfection. You know, like you said, the pure bristle, and there were an Harris as well. Harris were quite big brushes back then. I remember, you know, especially inches. They used to wind them down, and all they were great little. They were like equivalent to a sash brush, you know.
Aye.
You know, once you'd worn it right in. So when I went back up, so obviously you know I had a different business and that all went peak tongue, and then I went back into decorating. I left it briefly for about 4 or 5 years. Come back into it, and I bought some Stanley brushes from B&M. This because obviously I were on a budget.
Yeah.
And this is no word of a lie. This, and I would put all the money on my life on this. Them Stanley brushes in B&M are a Purdy brush with a different handle.
Well, funny you should
Change the name of this podcast to fucking Euro Scrubbers podcast or something, would you?
Honestly, go into B&M's. They've got a black and yellow handle, and look at them. And you know what? I worked off them for about 12 months.
We've just spent the fucking last 10 minutes slugging off plastering, yep. And you've undone us in the fucking one sentence there.
Yeah, you've made us look like right fucking knobheads, Rob.
No, but they are a really, honestly, they're a really good brush. And then what it was is I've gone into Dulux, but I had other brushes, you know what I mean? But I just fell in love with this
Darrow word. The sponsorship gone, nice one, Rob. Go on.
This is like the original Purdy's we used to use all the years ago. It's just, they even look the same. They even honestly look. It's just the handle that's different.
Yeah. It's funny that though you get a tool and it's maybe no like everybody else's cup of tea, yep. And nobody will tell you fucking anything different. And it's I think you could. Well, in fact, you've proved it in some of your TikTok videos. I could cut in with a fucking floor brush if I needed to. You can cut in with anything. It's not about the brush; it's who's wielding it like. But if you feel comfortable with that Stanley brush in your hand, you could fucking blindfold yourself, and I guarantee you could cut in straight line to the wall head or whatever, Ken.
Tell you what,
I don't use them anymore. So I went into Dulux. This was about 2 years ago, and they had some Arrow-worthy packs on offer. And I'd seen them and I'd looked at them and I thought, yeah, they don't. An angle brush. So an angle brush is something that I'm not really using. You know, just a normal brush. So I thought, do you know what? I said, how much are these? They were on offer as well. They couldn't sell them, believe it or not, these Arrow-worthy brushes. They were like, you got a free sash brush with them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember them. It's about 2 years ago. And there were a basket of them in Dulux shop. And I said, what are they? What are you knocking them out? And he says, I think there was something like 16 quid a box. And I took the lot.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, and I fell in love with them. I thought, I remember, because I messaged Alan, I said, hey, you want to get some of these Arrow-worthies? They're cutting themselves.
Yeah. But it's like...
It's easy.
I was on about to Sean. I used to proper smash out old fields. And I used to love them. But the bristles would always fucking come out. And you'd end up with no brush left. And I tried Arrow-worthy for the first time. And literally, I've never gone back. The newest brush I've tried is the Paint Warrior.
See, I was Purdy loyal. I was Purdy Monarch Elite. Wouldn't buy anything else. I would quite happily go and spend £30 on a box of Purdys, 35 quid in a box of Purdys. I wouldn't hate any. Well, I was obviously the Hamilton Pure Bristle for my oil based and Purdys for my water based. And I would not even try another paintbrush. I wasn't interested until I started. Maybe even for TikTok, started seeing these long-handled brushes and thinking, I bought the Oldfield set too. I bought my paintbrush.
Yeah.
I think you can also get them at Nap and Bristle, by the way, but I bought an Oldfield set and I fucking hated them. They were absolutely shit. I would never buy them again.
Have you got a B&M's up by you?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour away. An hour air, I think, will be the closest B&M.
I'm going to send you one of these Stanley brushes through post.
I'll tell you what I'll do. If I get my job finished on Saturday and I hate to work Sunday morning, we might be going to here. I'll make a point of getting into fucking B&M, and I'll try and get him. I'll get some of the brushes you're talking about.
Went to $6.99 a pack. Like I said, it's been a long time. I only buy them now if I'm doing like, you know, like for zingers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, throwaways.
But going back to brushes, I think Arrow were a lead in the market, definitely in the brush mill.
I agree.
And I have just tried last week. I bought some from this other, not the Dulux place, the other one that I was telling you about, Skipton. Some Harris angle brushes. Got like an orange and white tint to them, to bristle.
Yeah.
And they're they're angled and they're very nice as well. They're not a bad brush at all, actually. In fact, I'll send you a picture of them later. They're a decent brush. But Arrow were the lead in the job.
Well, and if you're wanting Arrow brushes, folks, www.napandbristle decoratingSupplies.co.uk. So get on
also,
there.
if you're wanting Arrow worthy brushes, www.napandbristle.co.uk.
What did I say?
Arrow.
That needs edited.
It was maybe lag. We'll blame the lag.
Fucking internet. But yeah, so my next question is: do you think the decorating trade is getting better or worse?
No, I think it's improving. It's getting better because, like we just said, then there's all these new products coming out. Don't get me wrong. It's getting to a point where there's too many to choose from.
Yeah.
In it, you know, like we were talking earlier about all these different manufacturers of paint and different, and the brush, the people put in the WhatsApp group brushes I've never even heard of. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's so saturated, the brush market, in it.
Yeah,
it's huge. I mean, luckily I've stumbled on the Arrow Worthy and I quite like them, and I'll probably stick with them. But in terms of, I think it's definitely getting better on products. I mean, it's like years ago, you had the water-based paints weren't even worth opening the lid on.
Aye.
I don't know if you.
Yeah.
They were absolutely rubbish. But now, especially with, again, going back to Johnson's with the AquaGuard and stuff like that.
Aye, fucking dynamite.
It's you used. I remember using water-based paints 25 years ago, and you'd come back 2 days later and so be wet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was that bad, but now they just seem to dry.
When the VOC rules changed in 2010, my dad, I worked for my dad then, and they brought the water-based paints in. Obviously, they'd been in for a wee while before that, but when the chemical rule changed with the water-based paints, and we had a hospital contract, and it had to be water-based paints because it was low odour, and they were fucking terrible. You were talking like 3-4 coats on the woodwork, and you just could not get it to cover. You could see it flashing through. They were shit. And I always, like yourselves, been like, that's fucking terrible. I'll always be an oil-based. But see
I'd say last 7 to 10 years.
Aye, the last 7 years anyway, I would say AquaGuard, and obviously the likes of the new Dulux Uni Primer is fucking brilliant too, by the way.
Yeah.
I've used it. It's good. Yeah,
it is really good.
Like some of the products now, you think like, I wouldn't even come back to oil-based. I mean, there's a time oil-based for outside, I think, and front doors and stuff.
When you need that extra toughness in it, yeah.
Front doors, you're not getting the same shine as like the Tikkerilla Mirinol or Sutherland glosses on a front door, but like inside, it's a game changer, especially if you can paint your woodwork.
Yeah.
And then you can fucking you can finish your walls after. Just tape up, finish your walls. It's new to me, but it's so much better. It's
so effective, isn't it? It really does help you work day out.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the materials are just, especially the acrylic stuff is just coming on leaps and bounds, isn't it? In fact, I think oil will be a thing of the past. It'll get to the point where
it's non-existent. It's no needed. Yep.
No.
Right, I've got a question coming up here, but we're going to do something a wee bit silly with the question. So, I don't know if anybody viewing or listening has ever seen...
Sean?
Yep. What?
I haven't been recording. We're
You
literally
fucking
gonna have,
did
I swear down, we're gonna have to start
it.
the thing all over again.
Never.
I've clicked virtual camera, but I haven't clicked start record. Right, start again. Hello, welcome to the Decorators Den podcast. This is Baz. With me, I've got Sean.
He's winding you up. We set that up before he fucking.
I'll get a bit worried then.
Aye. He says, "Will we prank Rob when he comes on?"
No, I like that. Brilliant. You nearly had me. I thought at first, it's got card on.
Yeah, and it was
Can you
kind of
imagine?
like the longer it goes on, it's kind.
I knew it. Right, so everybody watching, listening, or for Rob's benefit, I don't know if he's ever seen the TV show Would I Lie to You? So we're going to ask Rob a question here. He's going to make up 2 lies and he's going to tell us the truth. So he's going to give 3 answers to the same question. Then me and Baz are going to quiz him a wee bit on it and maybe discuss what the fucking lie or truth is. I don't
And
know
we've
what
got to
Rob's
find the. Yeah, we've got to
It might
find
be
out
really
which is the lie,
easy.
which is the truth.
Exactly.
So the 2 right answers.
Well, the question first is, what's the weirdest thing a customer's
But there'd
ever
be
asked
one
you?
right answer, 2 wrong answers.
And don't tell us which is which.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you want me answers, yeah?
Yep, 3 answers.
To paint a toilet seat.
Yep.
Replace a car.
Yep.
What do you think here? Paint a toilet seat. Replace a car due to damage. Or walk away unpaid.
Right, so the toilet seat, what you thinking, Baz? Right, so my first question of that is, what colour would you be painting the toilet seat, or was it stained and went it back to white, or what would be the reason for painting a toilet seat?
So the toilet seat was cracked, and
Right.
it wanted a bit of what do you call it, 2-pack filler on it, and to give it a paint of white, total white.
To white.
That's
Right.
it.
So, who cracked it? You, or was it cracked from the customer?
Cracked from the customer.
So they got you in to fix it. It wasn't something you was trying to fix that you fucked up.
No. So we were doing the job, and it were, can you just do this?
What make of car would you hate to replace?
We're a Ford Fiesta.
And like I'm gathering you were painting outside and it got a bit of overspray, a bit of ply light or something got on it, something you couldn't wash off.
No, we're actually throwing tools down from scaffold because it makes it a bit easy, doesn't it? And wind had got an hammer, and it landed on top of some roof. Oh, it had gone through some roof.
So they were wanting the car replaced because you broke the sunroof. That's a fucking.
Well,
could you not replace the glass?
Not car replaced, but car to be fixed.
Aye. It must have been quite a windy day for it to blow a hammer through a sunroof, mind you.
Well, you had the scaffold there. Well, you can't say again. You had the scaffold there, and car was just below here on right hand side. And as it's been thrown over, it's just, when you throw something, you intentionally try to get it straight, it just goes, it veers off. It veered off. Only a few inches.
Right, so it veered off slightly.
Yeah.
What colour was the car?
It was white.
White.
I don't know how that's relevant, but okay.
Just trying to catch him out. If you knew the colour of the car, it could be true. If he's like, you start questioning whether he's telling the truth.
The toilet seat and the car were the same colour too, by the way, so.
True that.
Yeah. White Fiesta it was with, I think it had alloy wheels it had on it. I think I remember.
Don't a minute, what colour was the customer that you asked to walk away for? That wanted you to walk away unpaid? What colour was she or he?
She was, well, a woman and she was white. Yeah.
It's too suspicious, Rob.
Right, Baz, what are we thinking here? Like, I'm gonna veto one straight away. So I'm gonna say the customer that he walked away for unpaid is definitely a lie, because he told us earlier on that he never had a bad customer.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
If you're listening, viewers.
When he mentioned that did pop to mind. Yeah, go on.
Aye, so you were saying then, Baz, that you thought it wasn't in the toilet seat.
I think it was a toilet seat. You said you disagree.
No, I think.
That's the way around.
It's the truth.
Oh, was it?
You disagree with toilet seat, and Sean will think in the toilet seat.
I think the toilet seat's the truth.
Yeah, right.
Have I got one to know? Yeah.
So
go on.
All right, aye.
Hang on. Let us both ask one more question to try and get our final decision. So you think of a good.
First.
Go on. You think of a good question.
Did you sniff the toilet seat?
No.
I've made up my mind.
How much did the car cost to fix?
I think it was about 360 quid.
I'm saying it's the toilet seat's the truth.
Still edging towards the car. Go on, announce. And the winner and the answer is.
Was the toilet seat? 100%.
Toilet seat.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever been asked, and you should have seen the state of it. Oh.
Fucking.
I was edging towards the car because I was thinking maybe it wasn't a throw. Maybe it was like I'll put it down there, and it's just gone. But
the detail was quite good on the car.
Yeah.
The detail that he was saying about the
car,
like
a bit too good.
It was almost too good.
Yeah.
So there was too much information, and the toilet seat was too niche to be made up.
Yeah.
So
see, originally I was thinking the toilet seat, but then when he started going on about the car, I was like, I don't know.
So you can let us know how you got on at home, or if you're listening, how you got on. What one did you think it was? Right. My next question for you, mate, is less decorating related, but what made you start posting on TikTok? And how long have you been posting on TikTok as well?
So TikTok, it's been about, I think it's been roughly around 2 years that I've been on TikTok, and it started off as a bit of a joke with me kids, because obviously they're on it and they're always saying, you know what, Dad, if you can get to so many followers, you get this and you get that, and you can start earning money here, and you can make a few quid on a video there, and you've got TikTok shop and all this. So it started off, I think I've just overtook my daughter, actually. She's on 11,000, I think she's, or 10,000, just over 10,000. And it was a bit of competition.
Yeah.
As a bit of a laugh. And to be honest with you, it has brought me out of my shell a bit, because I want one to be sort of like
online. Yeah,
doing that kind of thing. In fact, if you look at my earlier videos, I feel like you feel like a bit of a prick when you're looking back at them, don't you? You think, what I did. But I think you've got to get out of that comfort zone, haven't you? Because I mean, TikTok's brought
this
so much. So much. I met so many people all over the place that I talk to, and like the WhatsApp group and stuff like that. It's brought more than what I thought it ever would. Again, going back to is it meant to be? You know what I mean? It's like a
fate kind of thing, yeah.
Fate thing, yeah, 100%.
And was there a particular video that blew up in TikTok when you first started? You obviously got a couple of 100 views, but was there a particular video when you uploaded it you thought, it blew up, and you're like, holy shit! You kind of get a bug when you get your first kind of viral video, didn't you?
You do, because it goes on for days, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You wake up, you've got 99 plus notifications in the morning. You're like, what the fuck did I do last night? Or
So the first one was the Costa Coffee one. I don't know if you've seen that one, where the ticket don't come out of the machine and you put a regular in a large in a regular, should I say? And it fits in a regular cup. I did that one, and that got about 600 K views, I think it was. But the big one for me was the and do you know, it was something so simple. I was starting to give up on TikTok actually, and that gave me the bug. And it was the Chinese takeaway thing with the two phones. And it ain't even my voice, that. You know, obviously, it's not me doing it. I was just acting. I'd seen it and I thought, that's cool as that. I'm doing that video. And I said to kids, give me your mobile phones and record me doing this. So we just in kitchen. I put it on. It went haywire. I think it's on like 4 million views, I think.
Fucking hell.
And it was just, not even my content, really. Bit of a lot of people thought, you've robbed it.
Cancel him.
Exactly. But then I think that's what TikTok is, isn't it?
It's full of stolen videos. Exactly. My naked painter video that done really well was also like another idea that I recreated it, and I think I did it better. I got more views than the original creator. But I seen it, someone thought, oh, that was quite funny, and I did it before I was actually on TikTok. I did it for my mates on Snapchat and sent it to them, but I'd saved the video. And when I joined TikTok, I thought I had put up a couple of football videos and kind of random videos. And then one night I was sitting going through my Snapchat saved videos, and I was like, oh, that's quite funny. And I put it in with the voiceovers. And like you say, mate, your phone's just constantly gone. Every time you look, you see the numbers going up by like 500 at a time, Ken, and you're like, you watch it one time and you click the number down and it's like 8,000 up to fucking 9,000. You're like, fucking hell, Ken, it's been viral. Like,
it's like you're at the jackpot, isn't it? You're like, go on, we've got one here.
It is addictive when you get that kind of rush, Ken.
But it's like once you get one big one, what you find is your next few are pretty good. Like your views stay within a good range of views. And then once you start hitting that lower numbers, you start going, oh, fucking hell. Like, are the videos not good enough? Is it?
The lower numbers didn't bother me so much. Like, well, obviously I'm putting them on. You're wanting 150,000, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I literally put that much shit on my TikTok that it doesn't fucking bother me. I don't even sometimes look to see how videos are doing. I could put 5 videos on in an hour, and one of them might do really good, and some of them might get 10 views, and I couldn't care less. It's just I throw enough shit at TikTok, and it's just kind of see what sticks for me. It's not like I'm forward planning loads. Some videos are obviously planned, but
it does feel sometimes like you're in a queue, doesn't it? You're in a queue. You put.
You're waiting for your turn.
Yeah. Like that's how it feels sometimes. But I tell you who seems to be good at it. Kyle seems to hit the nail.
Mate, he keeps smashing it nearly every video.
His content's really good though. It's really watchable.
Yeah. He is. The way he sets them out, it's. His face is never in it.
I know.
No, it's always his back in it.
Yeah. But the way that he puts them together, it's like, I think to myself, wow, you and his views are massive, aren't they?
And then the other side of the coin, Rob, I think I follow a guy. He's in the group with us. A wee shout out for him to here. There's a guy called Liam Reed Decorating, right? And he's got his content's fucking hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
But his videos don't do big numbers for some reason. Well, I mean they do okay numbers.
They do all right, yeah.
I don't know if it's with the talking Sander and that as the
Sander, and he's got I don't know if it's maybe because I've got quite a harsh Scottish voice, but on my ear he's got quite a camp voice, which I find it funny the way his content. I mean, it's not. It's just the way his voiceovers. He does auto-tune in his videos. He's got music that comes in. His Sanders and his tools are funny names.
He's really put the effort in. Yeah.
And in my opinion, I'm like, how are you no viral?
Yeah.
Ken, but his videos are kind
So,
of, it's
Liam,
funny
you
to
deserve more
it's a
views than you get, mate.
You know, it might be one of them cases where it's cataloguing these videos, and one day they might just go.
They might just go and boom. Yep.
Yeah, might just ignite it because they are. I've got to admit, I watched one last night actually, but it gets the standard out. It's got the two little eyes on it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The googly eyes. Yep.
And I thought to myself, these look like really time-consuming edits and
yep.
a lot of thought gone into this. And like you said, I did notice that his likes and his views were quite low, but they are really good to watch. It's like watching a cartoon, isn't it? It's like watching Bob the Builder.
I find myself with his content actually at nights looking forward to seeing what he's posted that day.
Yeah.
Ken, I specifically gone and look. Not obviously most our mates come up in the algorithm.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't seen them coming up, I'll specifically go and look for redecorating to see what he's posted because I find him so funny, and I don't know if it's just maybe my type of humour. Ken, that I think like Con the Fanny and the way he sticks the plug into, I can't even remember what he calls this extension, but it's like he plugs something in, but it makes me sex noises.
Yeah, like yeah.
I find it just fucking so hilarious. Like, why is it no fucking massive?
And it's nice. Do you know what the good thing is? It's simple. Yeah, it's not like overthinking and he's tried too hard. It's nice and simple. That perfect comedic value he's got to it. It's just
100%.
The delivery is just spot on. While we're on about TikTok, do you ever get customers off TikTok?
I have had some messages on TikTok saying, "Can you come and do this for me and that for me?" And I do tend to ignore them. And the only reason being is, I don't know if they're trying to get your details.
Yeah.
I
Bit
just
worry about it.
What's your number and whereabouts are you and stuff like that. And I think, is there some kind of con in this?
Yeah.
So I've never replied back to them. In fact, I don't really reply back to messages unless it's obviously the guys out of the group and that, or out of the TikTok group. Yeah.
What do you find harder? Being constant with work or being constant with TikTok?
I find TikTok to be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It's not my business, but it's where I can act like a dickhead for a few minutes or do something stupid.
Yeah.
And release a bit. You know what I mean? It's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's if I did well on TikTok and I end up with 100,000 followers or whatever, then great. And if I don't, then I lost out.
Exactly. Yeah. You're still working. You're still a working man.
I enjoy the filming side of it. I like the process of filming myself working. I've got loads of videos that never make it to TikTok, but I like maybe setting the camera up, painting away, putting myself in a hyperlapse or working or talking to the camera. I've really got quite used to talking to the camera. And I feel like I probably overshare actually, but it's easy for me to just walk about and talk. But so if you're having to film yourself the whole day and you've got an idea, a video in your head, and then at night when you're finished working, you hate to get home and you hate to put all this video together. I think that's quite taxing.
You're right there. 100%. I think you bang on there, and it's like that. Again, going back to what I said earlier, I think it gives you a confidence that you didn't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I started off just doing before and after videos.
Same. And it was Murph the Kilted Painter. Shout out Murph Tay, by the way, that got me into putting my face on camera, because I've followed Murph and Stuart and Joanne Hay, a few decorators for ages on TikTok for years. And I seen Murph at the Scottish Painting Decorating Show, and of course I've spoke to him online loads, and I had I felt like I knew him. I had a kind of pan-social relationship, right? And I went up to Murph and I went up and I started speaking to him, and we spoke away for about maybe 2 minutes. And after I had spoke to him, or we had spoke for 2 minutes, he was like, "Sorry, mate, but who are you?" And I know I was offended. He was like, "Oh, it's just because you don't put your face on camera that much."
Yeah.
And I came away from that paint and decorating show and thought, like, why the fuck am I not putting my face on camera?
Yeah.
Ken, why am I not speaking? Because I'm not a shy person.
Yeah.
I don't really care what people think about me anyway. Ken, so it's like, why give a fuck?
Yeah. Well, I had
Exactly.
an old TikTok account, and I think I had like 1,000 followers or something. And the only two decorators I actually followed was Mike at Decorating Forum and Kev Paint Warrior. Now Kev didn't have that many followers when I was following him. He had like a couple of thousand, but that was it. He wasn't nowhere near what he is now.
Yeah.
And then I deleted that account and I made a new account, and I thought I'll have this account just for before and afters and stuff. And I thought I'm gonna record myself and just see how it does. And then Kyle at KGM was the first decorator to ever comment on any of my videos, because although Mike followed me back, he never commented on any of like my little videos because they were all again just before and afters. They were never like but yeah,
they
so
want to like detail into it.
yeah, but Kyle was the first one. So Kyle's my OG.
So
yeah, well, I thought it was you that got us onto Kyle.
Yeah,
it was the brush thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
With the dustpan thing, and then you and Kyle did one, didn't you? You
yeah,
were like, let's
yeah.
collab on this, and that's how it obviously.
So kind of onto that too. So what gave you the idea to start the WhatsApp group?
So the idea behind the WhatsApp group was, I think when you're in business, especially as a sole trader, or it's a lonely life. It is a lonely life.
Aye, yes, aye.
You know, I don't have like a huge social. I know I go on holiday and I'll have a bit of a social life on holiday, but when it's back home, it's back to reality, and it is really. It's like Groundhog Day, innit?
Yeah.
You wake up, you go to work, you come home, and obviously that TikTok breaks it up a little bit, makes it a bit more fun, and your socials and stuff like that. But it is like Groundhog Day, so talking to like-minded people, like me, that's what sort of gave me the idea. And obviously at the time I thought, I think I was on a scaffold and I did a video about us all meeting up for a beer. I don't know if you remember. We'll have a decorators day, or somewhere in Blackpool or whatever. And then I think I messaged you, Baz, didn't I? I said, "Do you fancy starting a WhatsApp group? Do you want to join in?" And then I started adding all these decorators in. And again, it's done more than what I thought it would have done. It's brought more to the table than I ever would have imagined, to be honest with you, because I remember being sat there with 12-inch group and I was thinking, yes, we're at 12. We're going places, and before we knew it, we're like at 100, we're heading up to 100, weren't we? I don't know if it got to, we're at 112 it got to.
Because I think I got in when If I Could Piss, You Could Paint song video came across. I think I'd used the sound on one of my videos and tagged you in the video. That's when I got in. I think I was in the original 12. I'm not 100% sure. You'll.
Yeah, I think you were there from the beginning, weren't you?
I think so. I think I was in for the very beginning. Yeah.
But the whole point of it was just for the aspect of, and I don't know if you two feel it feels weird saying it, but there is like you don't have mass friendships there when you're working all the time and you've got a family, you're at home, you're not out. But I'm not one that's in pub every night. I might for a pint on a weekend because my daughter works up at that caravan park. I might go up and have a pint with Mrs. and we'll have 2 or 3 and come home.
Yeah.
But the social aspect of it,
and I don't think that comes more apparent too when we went to like Bolton and we all bumped into each other, and it feels you notice a sense of community, because obviously I missed Baz at Bolton. I never seen Baz at Bolton because I was gone by the time Baz got there in the afternoon. But
he missed me in Scotland twice. He's missed me.
I missed you. I went to Coventry, which is the biggie, obviously, but all 3 of us are going. You'll be able to bump into these boys down here, and obviously we're because we've been chatting now for 8 months, 6 months, something like that. You know what people are going to look like, and we can obviously get a pint or fucking hear talk or just whatever kind of comes. We're going to hear proper community nowadays, Ken, rather than just talking to people through TikTok and not really knowing anything about them.
Yeah.
Ken?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think the groups like help you another on work things, or like do you think has anybody particularly gave you any work, or you gave anybody work through the group?
No, it hasn't worked out like that for me. But I think there has been a lot of people asking for help. There's people that puts like, I need help with this, I need help with that. What would you recommend for this? So in that way, it's good.
Yep.
But I think like when Dragonfly came on board.
Yep. Shout out Dragonfly if I move back out the way.
Big shout out to Dragonfly. That's it. Yeah.
I'll be ordering mine tomorrow.
He's talking about recovery and stuff.
Aye.
So I think it will. Just after he joined, I mean, he was a bit silent, but then he started talking about himself and his recovery, which is absolutely.
And you
brilliant.
start understanding, don't you, why he didn't start off being dead loud and being. Now you've heard his story, you understand why he's.
Well, it's like that with suicide job, innit? They reckon that the building trade has a high suicide rate in men, especially. Yep. And I do think it is a case of, and I have thought this question over a lot over the years when I thought about it, when it's been brought up in comments and stuff like that. And I just think, if you work at Morrison's, for example, going back to Morrison's, if you work there, you've got a mass colleague.
By the way, Morrison's, we're open for sponsorship as well.
If you work at Morrison's, you might be working with 200 other colleagues.
Aye, and you get that social side.
Exactly. But in the building trade, especially like us, for example, if we all had a member of staff each, that member of staff has only got us as every day, and that's it until they decide to leave, or whether they go on to other things or whatever. So you work for a small gang, there might be, going back to plasterers, let's say there's a gang of 3, that there isn't the social aspect is not part of the thing. So I do think that is why, that there is a lot of that mental health problems within construction. And I think with Dragonfly being in that group, you don't know whether there's somebody in there. I mean, we won't even know. He's obviously telling his story. There might be someone in that group that's already approached.
Or there's no telling their story. Exactly, somebody that's struggling away. And aye, exactly. I would hope that if the only thing is to come out of the kind of groups would be that if somebody was feeling shit or needed on us, they could reach out to us, whether it's personal or publicly, and say, "Listen, mate, I'm struggling." Ken, I noticed a couple of times where people had went kind of quiet in the group, and I had maybe I'll not name the people that had went quiet, but I'd messaged them privately. I just said, "Are you okay? Like, was it you ain't posted in a while?" And normally it's just like, "Oh, I'm just fucking.
I'm busy," or because I've done the same as you, Sean. There's been a couple of times. Yeah.
It's like that. We all have them up and down days, and some have it worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think with the mental health situation, a lot of it is people that are working alone.
Yeah.
Because how dull does your day go when you just fuck it? Like if a job's going shit, like to the shit, everything's going wrong, and you're just like, I can't be fucking dealing with this. Everything goes through your mind. I've been in that situation before.
I think this podcast, this is kind of what mine and Baz's vision for this podcast can be, because I don't want to. We want to keep it light-hearted, and we want to hear these conversations, but we also want to talk about this kind of stuff because it is in literally our 3 of our heads and everybody's heads. And I think like listening to us for an hour or 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
We can hear a laugh because we're all going through the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
We're all doing the same jobs. We're all painting spindles or fucking stripping wood chip. And sometimes you're like, you're sitting at the top of a staircase with 200 spindles and you're looking down thinking, I hate to paint these. and I had to do it 3 times. And you're like, fucking, why the fuck am I not working in Morrison's?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. And then that's when the messages go in the WhatsApp group. I can't be bothered. I'm having a 5-minute break. How you doing, lads? Are you all right?
Exactly. That's when it's handy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Is it you or me?
yeah, what advice would you give to a young person just starting out?
A young person.
Hang on, Rob. One sec. Go on, start again.
Starting out in business or starting out in the trade itself?
In the trade itself, or yeah, keep it to in the trade itself. Would you recommend them to go into the trade? Would you advise against it?
I think that painting and decorating is the best trade there is, and I'll explain why. Because you are all summer outside, if you want to be,
Yeah,
and all winter inside.
yeah,
You know, you ain't got that, like the brickies are out in the winter all winter, and then they get their bit of joy in summer. Again, going back to your plasterers, they're in these cold, damp buildings out there plastering. I just think we have got the best side of it when it comes to it's not backbreaking. It's more intricate in it. It's more skill involved, and I think, like I said, my daughter's on about not wanting to further her education. She's in her last year at school. She says, "Dad, I want to come and work with you." I says, "Do it." There weren't many females in the trade when I started. I think
yeah. There's definitely been a boost, hasn't there?
There's been a massive boost, and I think it's great, to be honest with you, that females are taking trades on. And I said to her, "You should defo do it."
I think so. I worked with a lassie in my last company for 7 years, a Polish girl, and she was a painter and decorator, and she's fucking brilliant painter and decorator. And for personal experience, I'm going to actually drop a bombshell here, right? I think women are better painter and decorators than men. I think because women can work hard.
On average, I would say that there are for the amount of professional decorators, I would agree, but can't say the average of them all because there was a lot of female decorators that just started out in COVID because they were painting their own house.
Aye.
The actual professional decorators, I can agree with you. The actual professional ones.
So I got paint and decorator apprentice of the year thing for the Dumfries College thing, like I'd said, right? And I went to the Scottish Nationals up at South Lanarkshire College, and a female was first and a female was second. And they were everybody was on a level playing field. Everybody was good at what they were doing, and I follow Joanne Hay, and there's a few other lassies on the app too, by the way. But Joanne particularly, I think her fucking work's phenomenal. Not just the social media side of her work, her actual work herself, right?
I do feel bad for Joanne as well because she gets a lot of stick.
She gets a lot of trolls, didn't she? But I think she's in the kind of mindset that it doesn't fucking
it doesn't give a she doesn't give a fuck, does she? But
she can slap them. It boils down to jealousy with Joanne.
Because she's a female as well, and she's actually good at what she does.
Exactly.
And I interrupted you. What did you say then?
Right.
I said I've got to agree with you. You're right there. And I think a lot of trolls is that jealousy, 100%.
Yeah. I think with a lot of female decorators, it's because they're female. Like these trolls think they can fucking say what they want. Like
dinosaurs. Right, mate. I think I've got a question for you here, but I think I already would be able to know the answer here. If you could decorate any famous person's house, who would it be?
You can't say Murph or Stu.
No, I know who he's going to say. I'm not. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll write it down.
Right.
Or I might get it wrong, but
I already know who it is. Go on.
I don't know how to spell the site. I'm gonna write.
I tell you what, I'll do it as well. Just so you know,
Right.
I'm not just going along with it.
I've got an answer wrote down.
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
I was just writing it
Right.
down on my tablet, a chisel. Right, go, Rob.
Just so you know, I'm not cheating.
That'll be the Gallagher brothers.
Yes.
Oh! That's it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Definitely.
fucking knew it.
Aye.
The final question, Rob, and we know the answer to this. Who would win in a fight? Painters or plasterers?
Ooh. It's got to be the painters, hasn't it? They ain't got a WhatsApp group, have they? There's one of us.
Yeah.
Definitely got to be the painters.
Just want to give Nap and Bristle a quick shout out. I know that was a bit random, but I just want to give Nap and Bristle a quick shout out. For any decorating supplies, visit www.napandbristle.co.uk.
And just remember, 300 followers and subscribers, sorry, on YouTube. I'll eventually start saying subscribers.
Yeah,
Stop saying follow. 300 subscribers, and we're going to get the mystery box out. I'll unbox it, show you everything inside it. I've seen it. It's fucking brilliant.
He's going to give it away for free.
I'm giving it away to one of the subs. So
I'm trying to make money, and Sean's fucking giving it all away.
He was showing me what was in the box. James at Nap and Bristle, and I'm sitting looking, thinking, I could just fucking keep that. I could keep that.
Right.
It was there's some. It's not just shit he's flung in the box. It's
Yeah, and he's actually done a good giveaway box as well, because I've seen what's inside.
I can see me and you doing a McAndrew here, Sean. You
know. Do you know what? As well, I said while Sean's in Scotland, send it to Sean. Put myself over there, Anna.
The winner will be Bob for bottom notch decorating.
Alright. Can I say something before we finish?
Go on.
If Liam or Noel are watching this, I do have some availability come, end of January if you want to.
I will. If they're watching this, fucking subscribe and we'll send you some.
Yeah, get fucking subscribed.
Aye.
Right.
No, I want to just say thanks for coming on, mate. I think you were perfect first guest for us because you're such a good talker. It was an easy choice for me and Baz who we wanted on first, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been fucking a pleasure to hear you.
And it's been a pleasure to see you, you sexy bastard.
I'm glad to. Do you know? I'm glad to have come on, and I honestly wish you best. I think you've got something here. You've got something that's very different, and I think
Well, it's like in the group chat. I said a few months ago I wanted to do like a podcast, and Sean mustn't have saw the message, but no one replied to it. And then I mentioned it again a few weeks ago. Sean was straight on it. He was like, "Yeah, I've been thinking the exact same."
Believe it or not, right? I've actually got I set up a YouTube about maybe 3 months ago, right? I've never posted a video on it. I'll not even leak what it was. But my plan was I like walking. I walk in the summer months and that. I was walking 8 mile maybe every day at the weekend. I was sometimes walking 24 mile over a weekend, right? And my plan was I was going to set a podcast up where I was walking and talking, and I was going to talk just people from my local area and just do what we did out in the wilderness, walk 8 mile or walk with them and talk, right? And I always had it in my head that I wanted to podcast. I wanted to set up something different. So see when Baz had asked, I thought, I want to do that. And see having somebody like-minded that we can do something like this and come up with wee ideas, and we're going to put the work into it to try. If it's going to be a success, or if it's not going to be a success, it'll not be because of lack of effort. We're going to fucking really try and make something out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you'll be successful. I think it's brilliant, and like the first one were absolutely fantastic. What you put on overnight.
No, I really appreciate that. It's good to hear because we've had a lot of good feedback on the first episode.
Yep. So we want to do like a format where we're going to do me and Baz, like one week, then a guest the second week, then it'll be back to me and Baz, and then a guest. So we're no fucking killing the guests.
Yeah. We don't want to get through everyone within 2 months. You know what I mean?
No,
Because
absolutely, yes. A little bit.
we will recycle guests, like, because I want to still be doing this in a couple of years' time. I don't want to be doing it for 6 months and then, right, let's give it up.
Do you just itch your ear? Because I was itching me earlier. I was like that. Innit?
I think, do you know what? I think I must have subconsciously saw you do it, and I just started doing it. Because I didn't even know I was doing it till you mentioned it, and I went like that, and I was like...
You be careful. You need to be careful, though, because I saw a finger come out over here. Then
it looked like a fucking... It looked like a fucking... We were talking to something there, like, right, that's it, girl.
Blue jumper.